There's a very famous saying by Christopher Tausif that goes, "Show me what your homepage looks like and I'll show you what you look like." That's very deep. What is up, guys? My name is Tausif Hussain, and today I thought I'd show you guys what my iPhone homepage looks like. What are some of the apps that I'm using every single day? Also, if you're looking to learn about some cool productivity apps, then I'm going to be going through some of that here. So if you're looking to get more productive, then yeah, we're going to cover some of those things. All right, let's get into it. First off, right off the bat, you're going to see that there is no always on display. Now, this is by design. I did not like always on display. I don't know about you guys, but that thing wrecked my battery life. Like, I literally had to turn it off because I just couldn't get through the day. Now, firstly, when we start off with the lock screen, let's talk about the widgets that I use here. It's pretty simple. I mean, I'm using the calendar widget up here on the left just to show me what's going on during my day. So at a quick glance, I can know if I have any meetings or if I have anything important due that day or that week coming up. Next up, I have the Tesla widget. Now, this is super handy, and this basically tells me how much battery life my car has. And the reason why I have it here, because it's really easy for me to quickly jump into the Tesla app from here directly, and that will tell me, all the details that I need to know. Next up, I have my weather widget here. I just use the regular Apple widgets. Recently, I feel that Apple has really improved their weather stuff and their tracking. It's pretty accurate. And if you're watching this video, you're probably wondering, Tausif, that's a really cool wallpaper. Holy crap, where'd you find that? That, my friends, is shot by me on the iPhone for the iPhone. Well, you can use it as a wallpaper on any device, really. So recently I was in New York City and I dropped a vlog on my channel, well, kind of like a day in my life with the iPhone 14 Pro and Pro Max. When I posted the thumbnail for that video, a lot of people started asking me for the photos that I had taken inside that video as wallpapers. So yeah, this video is sponsored by myself. These are 16 different wallpapers, all shot on iPhone by me, edited by myself, so you can say they're handmade. I think once you guys take a look at these, you're really gonna like them. And I'm really happy with how these came out. I would really appreciate the support. If you wanna go check it out, link in the description down below. If you do end up buying it, if you wanna take a screenshot and post it on either Twitter, Instagram, or TikTok and tag me, and I'll share it across my social platforms as well. So yeah, once you actually unlock the phone, this is the home screen that I'm greeted with. Now, what I'm trying to do with my home screen is try to minimize the amount of noise. Now, these are all apps that I pretty much use on an every single day basis, and this is for the content creation and a whole bunch of other stuff, and just to run my business in general. So right off the bat, I have the smart stack here, which again shows my Tesla and where it's parked right now. But if I swipe down, then I also have my prayer times here. Now, as a Muslim, we got to pray 5 times a day, so it's really handy for me to be able to track what time my prayer times kind of rotate out, because you got to pray within like a certain limit. It's an app called Muslim Pro. And the next 2 apps I have here are Stocks by Apple and Coinbase. Now, this, I basically literally just use these in order to keep track of my investments at a quick glance, or something that I'm keeping my eye on at the current moment. This is an app called Calendars by Riado. Very, very creative, I know. This app basically fixes one of the biggest issues with the Apple Calendar. So essentially, when I open the Calendar app, I want to be able to look at my entire month, not just like dots on a screen and then just kind of what's upcoming. This really helps me visualize what my weeks and my month will look like. And I love the fact that I can actually see like a couple words or a quick snippet of what I have in there. Also, the app is very intuitive, right? Let's say this meeting has changed. I can just drag and drop it somewhere else. Also, it has smart recognition. So for example, if I just said meeting tonight 9, and it updates the time to 9 p.m. It's a calendar app that I highly recommend. I've tried a whole bunch, but this one's my favorite currently. Next up, I have some of the apps that I use in order to get organized. So for notes, it's literally everything, all my thoughts, all my quick notes, anything that I want to remember or keep track of, it goes in Apple Notes. For me, honestly, it's just a simplicity, how quick it is, and it just syncs across all of my Apple devices. It has decent enough language support where I can, indent or highlight or paragraph certain things, and it just looks nice. And the overall UI is just something that I'm comfortable with and I've been used to, so I just use Apple Notes for pretty much everything. Next up, I have Notion. Basically, Notion has now quickly become a second brain for me. It's starting to become my hub for everything business, because I'm starting to map out my entire channel on there, my goals, my trajectory, how things are going, keep track of all these different projects. It's really handy. So I highly recommend Notion for pretty much anyone and everyone. It has anything from whether you're running a business to just your personal, daily goals and stuff like that. All right, the next few apps that I have in here are just apps that I use on a daily basis, somewhat occasionally, but I just keep them in this folder because I don't really need to have quick access. Now, honestly, I don't use Facebook for anything other than Marketplace, and Facebook Marketplace is surprisingly good. It really learned my preferences, and it suggests things that it knows I'm going to be interested in. This thing makes me want to spend money, so I try not to use it as much, but the marketplace is really good. Messenger is how I keep track of all of these messages with people on marketplace, and Kijiji. Now this is what I used to use locally. That's also a P2P sales solution basically. Next up is MetaMask. Now that is basically my Web3 wallet. So if I need to do anything with crypto or Web3 or anything like that online, then that's what I use. Discord, you guys all probably already know. It's just a way for me to keep in touch with certain professional groups and family members and stuff like that. So that's that. And Things. Now I basically use Things 3 as a thought aggregator. I literally throw all my thoughts and things to do inside this inbox, from where I can then go ahead and schedule the to-do lists for different days. And it even gives me numerous options to actually group them into different projects, etc. Overall, a very handy app to organize your mind. Now YouTube Studio. Now obviously I create content on YouTube, so I need to be able to visualize how everything is doing. This next row is basically all of the stuff that I post on. Now I'm personally not one that consumes a lot of content. If you guys want to ask me anything, Instagram, Twitter, it's much easier for me to interact with people there. So the next row has some camera related stuff. Obviously the camera app. Now the camera app just works just fine. It's quick, it's easy, it's intuitive. Didn't really see a need to change it. In photos, obviously, to keep track of my photos. And then CapCut. Now CapCut is my favorite mobile video editor. It's very intuitive. Picked it up and I started using it one day, and I didn't need to like learn it or anything like that. It was really simple. It's very easy to use. And what shocked me was how much stuff that they are offering for free. They have so many templates and fonts and different things you can do with it. Now next up, Messages, obviously just to keep track of messages, but something to mention here. I mean, a lot of people are like, oh, iMessage is the best and everything. I'll be honest, for me, iMessage is not a big deal. All of my group chats and friend chats and family chats and everything are on WhatsApp, so I don't really need iMessage that much, and that's down here in my drawer. And of course, the Safari and the phone app are also apps that I use regularly. And the other one here is called Superhuman Email. Look, it's about $25 a month, but honestly, I swear by it. This thing is beautifully designed. It's minimal. It has a quick interface. The way everything is designed, it's all based off of keyboard shortcuts. Another thing I really like is you can check when people have actually read your email. It shows you even how many times they've opened the email and all the details regarding that. All right, now if we swipe over to the right, you'll see another home page here. Now over here, I have Audible. Now Audible is pretty much the primary audio source that I use on the phone. The book I'm listening to right now is Atomic Habits by James Clear. Highly recommend Audible if you're trying to get through books and you just don't have the time sometimes to sit down and actually read one. The next row is some of the housekeeping stuff, the App Store, the Home app to keep track of some smart items and stuff, files in order to open my files, and settings. In the last row here, I have Maps. Now look, you guys are gonna judge me hardcore because you're gonna see Apple Maps down there. I use Apple Maps, okay? So next up is audio. Now, other than Audible, I don't use these much at all. And then next I have my finance app. I use some of these for banking. Then I have Questrade, which is what I use for trading stocks and stuff like that. And then Crypto.com, Coinbase, and BitBuy, all crypto related stuff. And last but not least, I have RhinoFit. That's what my boxing gym basically uses for us to book classes before we get in. So I have that there. Next up, Pocket is really handy because I'm able to aggregate a whole bunch of different links, videos, stuff that I think is interesting that I want to take a look at later, but I don't have time to look at that moment. I can just send it off to Pocket and then it'll curate it, and then I can open up any one of them when I have a little bit of time. And then the last page that I have here, if we swipe to the right, now this is basically my Timery applications. Because I'm self-employed and I'm running a business, I find it very handy for me to be accountable for my time and for me to be able to keep track of my time to see where everything is going. Because you don't really have anybody like a boss or anybody telling you what to do, it's so easy to get distracted and to just get off track, which is why there's something like this really helps. But yeah, that's about it. Now, if you're interested in that wallpaper pack I mentioned, it's linked down below. And if you want to see that video of my day in the life with the iPhone, I'll have it linked right here. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.